All right, guys, how you doing? We are sitting here today with Tyler, who is a buyer of one of our Slowflips, and he just sold it just today. We just signed on the paperwork today, and so I wanted to do a little video to go over the numbers for me, but that as well as the numbers for him, because we get comments all the time about why would anyone pay that price? Why would anyone take it in that kind of condition? Or why? And so we have the rare opportunity where we have somebody who was one of the buyers to come in, and so we can find out exactly why, like you guys are always asking for. So first of all, Tyler, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Congratulations on completing this through sale. And so I want to run through the numbers, my numbers first, and then we'll run through your numbers. So my numbers are, I purchased this property. This is a property in Portsmouth, Virginia. I purchased it for $17,500. I immediately sold it to Tyler for $45,000 with $2,000 down, and correct me if my numbers are wrong, I just checked them, and $650 a month. Now, so the first question that people will ask is, it was in, oh, I didn't tell you this, it was in, I would say, deplorable condition. Will you agree with that?
Should have been tore down.
Could have been or should have been tore down. It was in deplorable condition. I was only there one time, but if I remember correctly, it had like holes in the roof, holes in the floor, and it was a rough condition. And so naturally, the first question someone would ask is, why did you buy a house in rough condition like that?
Well, 22 years old to start with, and didn't have much other options, and just wanted to flip. That's pretty much where I was at. I was looking at trailers, but they don't hold value too much, so more or less it was a start.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
So you did the work in it yourself?
Yes.
Which is who our deals are generally ideal for. Because I always say, if somebody's going to pay a contractor, they might as well just buy one that's already renovated. If you're doing it yourself, is where the real value is. So have you been living in the property, or you were just working on it? You have. So you've lived in the property while you worked on it.
I think it was about a year into it I moved in.
Okay. So I paid $17,500 for it, got $2,000 down, $650 a month, which comes the very first year I got $9,800 of my money back, right? And then I'm making $7,800 a year ever since. And the reason I'm sharing with these numbers is because when you see on the sale, Tyler's actually making more off it than I am. However, it's awesome for him because I didn't have anything into it. The benefit to doing it the way we do it is I can have 10, 20, 50, or 170 of them going simultaneously because we're not the ones actually doing the work, right? So it's good for the buyer and it's good for us. And so I want to run through your numbers. You don't mind I share your numbers with you? So you purchased it for, what did we have? For $45,000 originally, and then we had some that we added in we were paying a little bit less a month. So that was the total, the added $100 a month. So it came out, your total payoff came out to $49,301. But how much did you sell it for?
It ended up being like 116, I believe.
116,000 is what he sold it for. And you weren't finished with it, right? So there's still, and he's an investor, so he's still got room to make money on it. But the total check coming to you, do you know what your total check is yet?
Not yet.
$63,354. So congratulations on that. So that is absolutely fantastic. So this is the reason I really wanted to share it with you, is because I get comments from people all the time. First of all, that will argue with me saying that I did wrong because they're like, well, he's getting more money than you're getting.
Opportunities.
Well, from them looking at me, the internet's wild, right? People will comment on everything, and so they're going to say, wait a second, you screwed up. He's getting more money than you. You should have done it yourself. You could have sold it for more. You could have, right? But the reality is, I bought it and never saw it again. It was yours. You did it every single month. You took care of it. You did the work to it. And now because you did all of that, you get the benefit of the added value. Now, had you even finished it, obviously there's still room because this guy is an investor who's buying it from you. Had you finished it, there would have been even more. Yeah. However, not too shabby to walk away with $63,000 at the time of closing. So now that you've completed this whole transaction and we still got a paper we got to sign, what would be your takeaways from doing it? You said you started when you were how old?
22.
22 years old. So how old are you now?
29.
29. Wow. So it's been a while. Time flies.
A while, yeah.
Time flies. So you're 29 now. So going back from start to finish, what would you say, first off, about somebody who's thinking about getting into something like this, how the experience was? Was it good, bad? What was the downsides, upsides, and overall? And then I would love to know what your plans are now moving forward.
So I'm not 100% sure on my plans yet. Still going to stay in construction, that's for sure. Definitely going to do another one, there's no doubt. Would I have done it differently? Probably. Being that age on your own, that was a rough start. But a real good learning experience, I will say. Couldn't learn any better way, I guess. So, yeah, it was fun.
So now, when you say you're going to do it again, do you mean do another one to live in rehab, or just to?
Probably the same scenario, only because it's
easy. It's a
yeah.
piece of cake to get in the door, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And time is the real thing. Time is what, you know.
Yeah.
You wait out time, and while you're living in it, you're getting the appreciation, and you're getting the value of the pay down, and the appreciation and the added work that you put into it.
Right.
So, you know, I was real thrilled. Dude, one of the things that I am a huge fan of, if you made 60 grand or 160 grand, my first initial thoughts are, hell yeah, congratulations. You know, I'm happy for you, happier than I could possibly be for you, because some people never pull it off, or they don't finish, or they stay long term, 30 years, and they don't get the dollar, you know, for the sale. And so I was thrilled that you were actually getting a decent check. And then I'd love to see if you end up turning around and parlaying it into a nicer house, bigger house, or whatever, 2, 3, 5 houses, whatever you end up doing. I think that was absolutely awesome. So that is it. That's all I had to share. You got something you want to share?
I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
All right. I just wanted to congratulate you. I thank you for coming down, because I love when people take it full term, but on top of that, I appreciate that when I asked you, would you mind coming in and doing a video, that it was a yes, because I can tell people all day long that the buyers win also, and everybody's like, oh yeah, sure they do, and so I love when
it really does. I mean, I was skeptical at first too. I'm not gonna lie. It's a scary scenario to jump into, but you know, it panned out for me. So
yeah, and it pans out for a lot of them, but a lot of them won't come do a video with me. They're like, oh, I don't want anyone to know you. And so I appreciate you coming down. I've done maybe 5 or 6 where the buyers, who are now the sellers, would come in and do them.
Okay.
But a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm already gone, or I already sold, it's closed.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, try, because sometimes they leave in town too. So I was like asking you real quick. I was like, oh, it's tomorrow. Do you mind coming in right away? All right, well, fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. And if you have questions on it, feel free to ask me the questions in the comments, and I will go ahead and either do a video response to it, or I will just answer in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon.